And we're joined in the studio by our correspondent, Nicole Johnston, who's been into Mosul to report for us several times during this operation. Nicole, what exactly is the Iraqi government and the U.S. coalition being accused of here?
Well, we just heard from the U.S. saying that it was the most precise campaign. But on my last visit, we spent some time with the Iraqi rescue crews that are going around to all of the houses, bombed out houses where civilians are either trapped under the rubble or bodies are under the rubble. And certainly from what they told us and what the families of these people were saying was that time and time again, Daesh had its snipers positioned on rooftops, and there would be many families in the same house, either locked inside the basement, the doors closed, welded shut, in some cases 30 people, a case also of over 120 people. And US coalition forces have been accused of dropping, large bombs on those houses and killing countless numbers of civilians. While we were spending time with these emergency crews, they showed us a book that they had full of names of families that had been reported as missing under the rubble. They're expecting to spend months just scouring the city to try and dig up bodies. And certainly from their perspective, and what we're now hearing from organisations like Amnesty International, is that in the last weeks of the campaign, there was such an urgent push to finally end this battle in Mosul that huge airstrikes were carried out on civilian houses. Yes, it may have taken out a number of members of Daesh, but at the same time, it killed, family after family.
And it's interesting because we know on one hand, Iraqi Prime Minister Abadi has declared victory, but we know there's still these pockets of violence. What are the challenges in clearing the last parts of Mosul?
It's a big challenge. It's going to take a long time, just as it took a long time in the eastern part of Mosul, which still isn't completely cleared. I'm sure over the coming days and weeks we'll hear about Daesh fighters appearing from underground tunnels. Many of them are foreigners, or most of them are foreigners. Those who were Iraqi attempted to escape disguised as civilians. The foreigners have fought to the death. House after house will have been booby-trapped with improvised explosive devices. The city would have been rigged with those sorts of devices. So the challenges are great. Of course, we know that the infrastructure is completely destroyed, rubble, upturned cars and buses. It really, it looks like the end of the world there when you see it. So they'll have a very tough job, as we know. There's still fighting going on in parts of the city. And even once they finish in Mosul, there'll be more battles to begin in Hawija and Tal Afar. Still 150,000 people in Iraq, at least, are under the control of Daesh. So it's the end of Mosul, but there are still other areas that they need to clear.
Absolutely. Nicole Johnston, thanks for putting that into context.